Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Tech. Good to see you guys again. And another quick take here from me. And this is in response to a question I've been getting for the past like 12 hours from a lot of you guys. Want to get my thoughts on this Huawei Mate X. What are my thoughts on this device, the design? And I did drop a tweet on it yesterday, but I want to elaborate on it now. So what are my thoughts on this incredible new foldable from Huawei? So as you guys know, Huawei has released the Mate X and the Mate XS in the past, and those devices were kind of outies versus innies in the sense that they folded out versus kind of opening up like a book. And now they've gone the route of the Z Fold 2, where they're basically doing, like that phone, a cover display where you fold it open, then you have a much larger 8-inch display in this case. And initial impressions of the design, it looks really, really good. Like, I mean, they have definitely been working on this, and they have definitely been trying to make something that is really high-end, but that also solves some of the problems that the Z Fold 2 still has. For example, the crease between the two folding parts almost seems to have been completely erased on this Mate X2. And on top of that, they have also done this almost kind of like wedge shape. So you basically have the center of gravity on one side of the phone where the camera module is, and then it kind of tapers down almost like a MacBook Air to be able to deliver a much more kind of one-sided weight that you can comfortably hold while you're using it. I think it's a very interesting and very kind of ingenious design in this case. But I think the most important thing here is that because it is a larger device than the Fold 2, you have an 8-inch inner display, but you have a 6.44-inch outer display that is 21 by 11, which is actually much more usable and functional, I would say, than the Z Fold 2. In my experience, guys, the Z Fold 2 was a device that I did have it for a while. I reviewed it, and I eventually did sell it, not only because it was really expensive, but because the cover display just never was functional enough for my daily use, that I always found myself opening up the display, using it in this way. And I think that's the key here. Is this Huawei Mate X2 a more functional cover display? Absolutely. Now, of course, in terms of specs, we have the latest Kirin 9000. This is going to be decked out with like 12 gigs of RAM, 256, 512 gigs of storage. It's going to be a beast of a performer, from the cameras to having the telephoto, kind of periscope telephotos. Similar to a Mate 40 Pro, this thing is going to be decked out in terms of just specs in general. But I think the key here is that, is this phone, you know, now that it's actually kind of taking the idea of the Z Fold 2 and it's no longer kind of bringing something unique to the table, is it really going to stand out? And I think in most markets, you aren't even buying Huawei phones now. People are just unable to kind of get into Huawei devices. So now seeing this, you know, this Mate X2 adopt a very similar design as the Z Fold 2 I think is really going to give people less of a feeling of FOMO. They're not going to feel like they're missing out too much on the innovation of what the Mate XS was, which was having the display on the outside and folding it in to use the one part of the display as the front. So just a few thoughts here, guys. But overall, the display, the design looks tremendous. I mean, the phone looks tremendous. The price is tremendous. At 17,999 RMB, we're talking like 2,600 bucks. And the 512 version is $50 shy of 3,000 US dollars. So this is not a phone that I'm definitely planning to invest into. I mean, I can't even afford a Z Fold 2 at this point, but let alone a Mate X2. And I'm sure there's going to be some channels out there who will cover this, but I definitely, even despite the fact that I'm living in Hong Kong, I'm probably it's just way out of my kind of grasp to want to consider buying this device for review on the channel. But if I do get a hands-on at some point, I definitely will bring it here to the channel, guys. And hit me on in the comments. What are your thoughts on this Mate X2? Do you like it? Do you think it's the right way to do a foldable? Or are you sad that Huawei's kind of now moving away from their original design, which at least made them unique in the foldable game next to the Z Fold 2 and everything Samsung's been doing? But hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And that's it for this video. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up. And if you love the content of Frankie Tech, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for future updates. And chilling here at the C2 Center, just walking by here. Great place to film. It's a little bit loud though, there's some construction happening. But stay tuned, of course, guys. Tomorrow evening, I will not be posting any more videos until the big event tomorrow, K40 Pro. Stay tuned for my full recap of the event after it's done. And can't wait to get the full kind of details of this K40 Pro coming to the channel very soon. But let me tell you guys, there's some other great phones, and I keep talking about it on the channel, that are coming soon. Ooh. Stay tuned, guys. It's going to be a good upcoming week on Frankie Tech. So that's it. And this is where I leave you by saying, this is Frankie Tech signing off. Have a good one.